What's up, AfterBuzzers? Of course, it is the one and only Hell's Kitchen After Show, and it is the finale. We're going to get it started. Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey. Well, I want to do that Ariel's dance.
Oh, yeah,
Hey. Come on, Frank, do it with us. Come on. Hey, yeah.
It's the finale.
Oh, it's the finale.
Yes.
It's the finale.
I told somebody last night that I never feel my lack of rhythm more than when I'm doing this show at the beginning. I never feel my lack of rhythm.
That's why we love you.
Oh my
I
gosh.
had him doing this one of these weeks.
Man.
He was getting it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yo, what's up, everybody? It is, of course, the Hell's Kitchen After Show. It is the finale show. Woo! We made it to the end. And you made it with us, and we appreciate it.
Yes.
I'm your host, Lem Gonsalves, and you can find me always at the Poets Ain't Always, holding it down right next to me, the beautiful, the talented, the curly hair, Miss Rhavin McSweany with a V.
Hey. Rhavin with the V here. And I can be found at B Stays Busy, BICZY. Glad to be here and glad to have you with us.
We're going nuts over here.
Yeah.
Of course, holding it down with the treats. As always, finale show, we got finale treats
You gotta
with
have
no butter and no flour. Miss Maria Provenzano.
Man, you guys know last week I was like, I'm going to make a cake. And today I was just like, I'm going to try these healthy cookies and totally forgot about the cake. So maybe next season, Hell's Kitchen, we'll start with the cake. Hey, I'm Maria Provenzano. You can find me at Maria Provenzano on Twitter, and all my information will be there.
Yes. And of course, holding down the anchor, as always, my boy, Frank with an F. Moran, what's up, man?
Oh, not much, guys. You can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie. I'm going to go reach right in here to eat this delicious treat that Melissa made. That's a call back to our Instagram followers. You can enjoy that little bit. Terrible. A boo to me through this whole show. You can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie.
Oh, my gosh.
A boo to me.
You would think that we took place in some imbibing before the show. We did not. We literally are on some water and cookies without flour. That's all we're on. We're like toe up. Can Stephen with the V? Can you bring up the live chat for us so we can talk to these people and let them know what we feel? Guys, I'm just gonna go on record saying I'm gonna miss everybody on this panel.
Please rate that in order of who you're going to miss more.
I'm not gonna do that.
No.
Not gonna do that.
I would be first.
I don't know.
Just
I
kidding.
bring the food, so.
I'm dead last. I'm DFL. DFL on that list.
But no, I mean, this has been a great panel. Like, I've done this show a couple of the times, and I've never had as much fun as with you guys. So
Aw.
I think we should all do another show together. I don't care
Yes.
what it is. It could be a Nickelodeon show. We should
Yes.
just all do it together.
Do I
and
get to bake?
All day, every
That's
day.
mandatory.
All day.
Like, hello, what are you talking about? You're
That's
the baker.
the only way I get invited.
I
Yeah,
have
it's like-
thoroughly enjoyed
Yes.
rocking with you
I
guys. too.
know.
You
Yeah,
guys
it's
were
been
my
dope.
first
It's been dope.
panel family.
I'm just
This was my first
Yeah.
MasterChef
Is it
starts
really?
June 1st
Oh,
on Fox. No,
does it
Gordon
really?
Ramsay show. I'm just throwing that out there. It's just
June 1st. Ooh.
We're all sitting here thinking of our schedules.
Like,
We're like,
well, let's see.
We
Maybe
might as
same
well
time.
Pick up all of his shows.
Yeah,
Hell
we
Hotel.
should do it. Do it. I mean, we got the connect. We can see what's up. We'll talk after. We'll talk after. We'll get talking. But right now, we do have to, as much as we like to talk about ourselves, we do need to talk about this show. But it is the finale, and we're really excited because we're just gonna say it. Ariel won, everybody.
I
She
feel
was
like
ju-
last week was the celebration, basically.
It was the
It's
celebration.
good to have her in the studio.
Yeah.
last
yeah,
It
she
was
brought us
definitely good.
food. How
Oh,
could you be
man.
mad about that?
Charcuterie. Oh gosh, I was saying it.
Charcuterie. I ate
yeah.
a lot of salami.
Yeah.
Me.
Ooh, no.
And even though she's
That's-
great, she did not give us any
started
tips or anything like that if she won or not.
I was too far in. I was too far in to take it back.
Right.
Too
Exactly.
far in.
What were you saying, Frank? What were you
So
saying,
I
Frank?
love that Ariel stayed strong. She didn't give us any tips.
She did.
But I mean, I figured it.
But she didn't have
because
to,
she
did
had
she?
that new do. She was rocking that sweet do.
She
when
was
came in,
knocking
so I
the
like,
braids.
That's not something you do that a loser does.
Loser Losers don't wear braids.
No, that's a
What?
winner do.
That's a winners only wear braids. What are you
love
saying,
it.
Frank?
Yeah, that's it.
You only get your hair done if you win.
It's time
Is that
for
what
me
you're
to put
saying?
my poetic justice back
Is that what
into.
right? Oh, the
need to
poetic
put
justice.
mine back
You had the
on.
poetic justice braids. Yeah.
So I got to bring it back for Ariel.
I'm probably gonna grow out my dreads again. So I'm just saying no.
Please
Never
tell me that
had
is
them.
true.
Never had them. Never.
Somebody please take a
No.
Photoshop braids on their Lem.
No,
Some
do
dreads.
not do that.
Do
That
it.
would be terrible. Terrible. So anyway, we did have, of course, start off with the top two, and they head over to the Biltmore Hotel because like it carries over, and we saw that.
I saw you in the.
You did not see me. Quit lying.
Did you guys see him?
You did
No,
not
I
see
tried.
me. You did not. You did not.
was
Stop
just-
lying.
I couldn't see
tried.
him so
Stop
much, but I
lying.
heard in the back, like, all day, every day.
All day.
Yeah, so what they're saying, ladies and gentlemen, is I was actually at the taping that we saw. I was trying to get to it, guys, but I was at the taping on the USS Iowa that took place in Long Beach. So actually, technically, I'm actually really good with keeping things because I knew who the top two was, obviously, since day one.
Right.
So, and I didn't allude to that, and I gave my predictions
No,
fairly.
but I got really mad when I found out. I was like, because I was sitting there saying that Kristen wasn't going to make it far. And he was like, I think she might. I'm like, no.
But
No.
really, like, I was able to, like, believe it or not, I was able to separate it. I was watching the show with everyone, and I was, saying things, even knowing that in the back of my head, I was based on performance.
Yeah.
I thought she started, and even Chef Ramsay said at the end, he's like, she kind of started middle of the road and kind of took off in
Yeah.
the middle.
And
that's exactly what happened.
we all witnessed her take off.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
all
of
witnessed that
course.
together.
Yeah.
It was very visible. It was very visible. And I think when it came down to the top two, they should have been the top two.
Most definitely.
I think he agreed with that too. It was
Yeah.
very much the best of the best.
Absolutely.
When that came down to the end.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I know that we jumped ahead on that, but as you go back, one thing I do like is when they always bring back past winners and talk about,
Yes,
like, hey, give them a
yes.
little pep talk about what
Exactly.
to go into for the final surfer. So it was great
Right.
seeing Paul back again.
Paul Niederman, winner of Hell's Kitchen number 9. I did watch that, and that was close. It was him. I can't remember who he was competing against, but it was definitely a close race, and he was kind of the underdog, kind of going into that. So it was interesting to see. Whereas in this case, I think Ariel was kind of on top the whole time. In his season, he was kind of the underdog, and then he kind of rose to the top, which was dope. So it was definitely good to see him kind of give the pep talk. They also got to meet their families over the Biltmore Hotel, and got all dressed up and fancy.
Looks
and,
beautiful
yeah,
there.
very
Their
beautiful.
makeup.
Very beautiful.
Shout out to the makeup artists.
Yeah.
I booked a couple of them on some other shows.
Oh, did
I was
you?
like,
Oh, really?
there it goes. Yeah, the redhead. I forget her name. She's
Oh, word.
beautiful and really sweet.
Oh, nice.
She's
Dope.
really sweet.
Dope.
And she made those faces beautiful.
Beat them. Beat them faces to beauty. So they end up going to the top of the roof, right, next day after getting a good night's rest, and they're all nice and done, and they see Chef Ramsay up there, and he's got some champagne for a toast, and there's a helicopter, and lo and behold, they get to ride a helicopter around LA. So they're like, this is awesome.
That'd be so fun.
Right. So of course, there's got to be more to it because they're not gonna be dressed up to ride a helicopter. Come on now, this is a show. So they actually, scour over LA, and then they end up heading over, and it doesn't say they're in Long Beach, but they're in Long Beach, and it's the USS Iowa, and you see all these people with these signs, and everybody screaming like, ah! And it's funny because obviously this was, if you don't know or not, this was taped like a year and a half ago. And so
An
this is-
entire year and a
right,
half.
entire year and a half that this has been going on. And so it was funny being there and, in the midst of these people and kind of just, being herded onto this ship. And it was really, like, the way they had it set up, it was really beautiful.
Wow.
Like, it was really dope how they had it set up. And you're sitting there and you're waiting and they just give you these signs. And you don't know who these people
That's
are.
what I was
because,
gonna say. Did you
You have
know
no
who
idea
they were?
who they are because
You're
it's
cheering
so...
for them, but you don't know their journey.
You don't know
nothing. It's all just a
anything about
secret.
them. It's all a secret. All you know is they give you, like, you're going to vote, you're going to cheer for Ariel, and you're going to cheer for Kristen, and that's all you know. And then it's like, there was one time they said, give them the boot. We don't know that she has a cast on her leg. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
They just give you, the producers
One
give you
was
the
like
stuff.
burn the competition.
Yeah, something like that. So they
stuff.
just give it to you, and then and I tried to get a sign because if you have a sign, you're
Right.
gonna get on camera. So I was like, I need a sign, and there's like, no, you don't get one, sir. And I'm like, ah.
Did you sign an NDA?
We did not, which was interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, so I could have said everything, and then
Yeah.
And while
That's
they're cooking,
strange,
do they
that's
tell you
strange.
just to keep cheering constantly the whole
He's
time?
just cheering constantly. And what's funny is the helicopter that they were in was like taking forever. So they were like, all right, guys, they're going to be coming. Get ready. And then you were like waiting. We're like, okay, da-da-da-da. And they're like, no helicopter.
Yeah,
and we're
wow.
like, okay, guys, it's coming right now. And we're like, okay, yay. And then we're like, no. sorry, false alarm.
Oh my God.
And then
Rush
literally
to
it
wait.
was super late. Finally, the helicopter's got, and we were really cheering, not for them. We were just cheering that the helicopter was finally here.
like, no more.
Like, thank
No
you
more false alarms.
that we can get this helicopter. And then you see it land, and then all of a sudden, sometime later, you see Chef Ramsay walk up with the two, Ariel and Kristen, and they walk up kind of up, and you're just there cheering. And it was dope because I've been a fan of Hell's Kitchen, since its inception. I watch MasterChef, I watch a lot of Chef Ramsay shows, and I'm a fan of his,
Right.
in general. And so to see him like live and in color, he's just there, and he's just like, oh snap, it's him. And he's tall, and he just has this embodiment, and he's very charismatic.
He's handsome.
Whatever. He's he's charismatic. I'll say
Don't
that.
lie.
Does he say
He's-
anything to the crowd beforehand, or no? He just shows up for the taping?
No,
and
he
then
just
that's
shows up. No, he just came up. He just walked up. They had this walkway, so we wait for them because it takes a while for them to get off the helicopter and then on the ship. So they're walking up and we're cheering, and he's just there, and he does the talk, and you hear them talk a little bit, and then they say, "All right, you're gonna cook," and then that's it. And so they go off and
They were in
cooked
those
on the
dresses
side.
for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they got all dressed up and wore them.
Exactly.
I was like, did they tell them to pack their
Right.
other shoes?
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
that would not be fun to cook.
I'm sure
in.
all
Yeah,
of
they
that.
definitely keep them ready.
Oh
for
yeah, oh absolutely. It's a
everything.
television show. But one thing that I saw that was dope was that's when I saw Chef Christina, because I remember seeing her
yeah.
when we were getting ready for the taping and we're waiting, and I said, "Oh, that's her. She won, past season," and then not realizing she was the sous chef for this season, and that's why
Right,
she was
right,
there.
right.
I
Got
just
it.
thought she was just there as a guest or something like that. So anyway, it was really dope, to see it, how it all came together, a year and a half later,
Right,
and to kind of
exactly.
see them too. But yeah, it was really dope. It was really dope. I was not pictured. I did look for myself. I put it on pause just so I could see the back of my head.
Do you have a
I
hat on,
tried.
or was it just your
No,
bald head?
my dome, and I didn't see my dome
I was looking
anywhere.
for a bald head.
I was looking for a ball
yeah.
tattoo. I didn't even
wasn't
think about
there.
you wearing a hat, and I
Yeah.
was. I was
I was
looking
looking
at
for
it,
that
trying to
milk
see.
Yeah, it didn't show up, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's like going through the Zapruder film. He was just
Right.
like, pause. No.
I was, but no dice.
But we know you were there.
It was cool. It was there, but it was dope. So we get down to the challenge. So they have an hour to cook 5 different dishes, and so it starts off with cold appetizer. And so we have Chef Clifford Crooks who ends up judging this. And so Kristen has wagyu beef tartare with poached quail egg. Looked really, really good.
Yeah, a little
Looked
bit
really
of
good.
brioche, a little bit of toasted brioche on the side.
Yes, looked really
which-
good.
Oof, brioche.
Yeah, I know, right? Ariel did a citrus lobster salad, which also looked really good. Something that I love lobster.
I like
It
lobster.
looked
That's
I love
beautiful and
lobster.
had that blood orange
Yes,
with it too,
I
which
could
adds a
imagine.
little bit of like sweet but bitter
Right,
taste
like
to it. Mm-hmm.
acidity. Oh man, that looked really good. We had next up, it was Kristen had a ricotta and chive ravioli,
Mm-hmm.
and then this was interesting. Ariel had a mushroom cheesecake. I'd never
Yeah.
heard of a savory cheesecake.
Yeah, so I when she was kind of talking about it later, so it had goat cheese, mascarpone, and I believe something else. But yeah, it's sort of the same idea essentially,
Right.
but it's just savory, and I
Is
mean,
it-
of course, earthy with the mushrooms
Right.
too.
Is it like would you do a pot pie, like, it's savory pie? Is
it
it
doesn't
similar
have a crust.
to that?
It didn't have a crust.
I know,
It
but I'm
looked-
saying the
oh,
same idea.
Yeah. I mean, I think she probably made it the same way that you would do a cheesecake. So she probably had like the little, oh my god, all I can think of is styrofoam spring
Right.
pan, and so basically you can lift it out, and then
gotcha.
when you bake it, you put water so it keeps it moist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
you basically that's
I would like to try that.
Yeah, I know.
I've never heard of that.
Okay, well, maybe next season I'll make a savory cheesecake.
Yeah.
It's a really great appetizer.
It
You can
is.
just dip like crackers in it
Oh, nice.
or something
Oh,
like
okay.
that. Yeah.
Dope.
That makes
Yeah, it makes a little bit more sense. So it's
Yeah.
almost like a dip.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, just
Word.
like a cheesy dip. But
Okay.
I guess it's
I mean, guys, just to be on the safe side, we probably should just continue to meet 9 o'clock every Monday. Just to be on the safe side. We should just,
Right,
have an
right, exactly.
excuse.
That's how we
It's
should do.
lunch.
So then we get into the fish portion of the cooking, and Ariel did a mustard dill salmon, and Kristen did a sea bass, pretty standard. We had chicken portion, and that was chicken breast with cheddar grits, which also sounded really
I
good.
love grits.
Really good. I love grits too, and cheese grits are
I mean,
awesome.
I
you don't do
I
grits?
don't-
What? Get out of here.
I know it's very odd.
Why?
I don't like grainy stuff like that. Like,
But if you haven't had
You have to
haven't
have
had it done
yeah,
right.
you have to have it done
it's
right.
the texture for me.
What about like couscous? Is that do it fall into the same kind of thing?
I won't eat that either.
Okay, that's a good question.
yeah, but that
Okay,
is-
so it's more of a texture thing. Like I won't eat.
But I'll
flan.
eat rice. Right? That's the
Eat
most
rice?
I will do. Like, I think like rice is like a gravy type of. I mean, grits are like a gravy type of rice.
what?
What about
But they're
quinoa?
made from corn.
Quinoa? Will you do that?
Quinoa?
I've tried quinoa. I can dig it.
Farro?
I don't even know what that is. So
Anyway,
can't say yes or no.
We're just
more-
trying to see what
right,
Robin
exactly.
likes.
Just
The
more,
hot new segment in Hell's Kitchen.
Picky.
right? Yeah, whatever.
I'll try all this. Look, Ariel,
Not picky. I don't like any of
whatever
this
you
stuff,
make
but
for
I'm not
me,
picky, yeah.
Ariel, I will eat anything
Yeah,
you make
me
for
too.
me.
Well, this was
Just gotta try
Kristen,
everything
so
once.
you
I
won't
don't
have
really
to eat
care,
it.
but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, if Ariel wants to make that for me,
Then you'll eat it.
She's like, whatever, Ariel won.
Okay,
So.
right, exactly. Speaking of Ariel, she made for the chicken dish, she made herb garlic chicken. And so at that point, they are tied, right? And so, because they're getting points throughout this whole situation. And so the president gets to break the tie. President of E Squared Hospitality, which is the parent company of BLT Steak, where these, the winner is supposed to be working, he gets to judge the tiebreaker. And it's the beef round, right? And fitting because this is a steakhouse, so you
Right.
got to be able to cook steak, right? Cook meat. And so Kristen does a grilled ribeye, which looked very, very
It looks
good.
so
she's been really
Yeah.
good with the ribeye. I mean,
She
from that
has been.
last time
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
won, I was like, oh, she's
Yeah.
gonna kill the ribeye every
And I
time.
had a grilled ribeye last night, and
Oh,
it
really?
was bomb
Did you?
diggity. Yes, I did. It was really good, and it reminisced of last night. So anyway, and Ariel did a hanger steak with potatoes and carrots. So literally, it was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Whoever going to win, or whoever got that dish the most points was going to win. And Kristen ended up taking it.
Is
with
that
her
because he
grilled
said
ribeye.
it was a little too sweet on the sauce?
He did mention
Yeah,
for the hanger
sauce.
steak, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what did her in, the sauce there.
Do you remember what the sauce was?
I don't.
I didn't
remember.
put it in my notes, so I don't remember. And so that's why I don't think they really even mentioned much about the sauce when they introed it. That's why I was just kind of like,
Confused that he.
yeah, I wonder why it was so
commented on the sauce.
sweet. Like, I
Right.
wonder what. Yeah.
What she
anyways.
put in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he obviously turned him the wrong way. So,
Apparently.
yeah, he even gave like a, what was it, 7.5?
Point five. I didn't even know they were allowed for point five.
Right, he just made it up. He's like,
Yeah.
I have the sauce, 7.5. That's how we do. All right, so at this point now, because Kristen is the winner, and this typically happens on every single season, the winner has the advantage, and they get to pick the first pick for their brigade to then cook for the dinner service, which is going to determine who is going to win. So we see all the past contestants come out from the bottom of the ship. Yes, you were
Yeah,
going to say
I'm just asking, just because certainly I've watched all the series, but I just can't remember who's ever had the first picks in that situation. Like, how much of an advantage is that really in the end result of them?
Well, I mean, you figure, you see who gets, chosen, right? Or the people that are left. And it's typically not, a lot of people may think, the last ones that get eliminated. So if it's 6 people, the last 6. And that's not always the case.
Yeah, they always do that ringer.
Yeah, they always got to have people. And it's usually the people that have been on the show, like had a lot of airtime.
Yeah, more memorable.
Right, exactly. Memorable. And used sometimes in a negative fashion because we see Jackie, right? And Jackie is not memorable for good cooking.
No.
No,
Right?
she's totally memorable.
Right. She's super memorable, but not for her cooking. So, and it's just another way to throw a monkey wrench in the situation.
Yeah.
When you're picking your brigade. So to answer your question, I think it's a huge advantage because of those, you want the people that you're going to work the best
Yeah.
with. So if you get first pick, then not only are you getting somebody that you know will work with, that's going to take away from the other person.
You have
So,
that
and then the
opportunity
trickle
to pick the third best.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
it's also,
Out
I
of
feel
it.
like, a little bit of momentum as well. It's just like you won, you get something. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's something that's actually going to benefit you. It's not
Oh,
like, here's a set
absolutely.
of knives. Like, what else is going to benefit that in
Right.
that
Right.
kind of situation?
Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah.
first picks are always. first dibs on anything. I
Yeah,
think,
right? Exactly.
is an
Yeah.
advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially in this case when those are people that are going to be cooking for
Yeah.
you. So Kristen picks Ashley first, which I think is a good pick. She was
Yeah.
third place, right?
Yeah, they
she's
were trying
great.
to,
It was
get
like,
together and go against
hold it
Ariel.
down.
So
Right, exactly.
They should be on
all-
the same team.
Exactly.
And karma.
I was surprised that Ariel's first pick was Jackie.
That's because again, you're saying like you want to pick like the stronger
Sure,
chefs.
sure.
There's stronger chefs than Jackie, but also we know that she'll choke you. So I guess you have to you want to just keep yourself safe.
The only
Yeah.
reason,
First you
yeah,
don't kill.
But
the
she
only,
was good.
yeah.
She's good assisting.
Yeah, she's good on the line. That's what
Yeah,
they've always said, that
she's
she's
good on
pretty
the
efficient on the
Right.
line.
And two, I think it was more of a personality thing because Ariel and Jackie really got along very
Yes,
good.
yeah.
And I think that's why, because at that point,
She can't leave her hanging.
exactly,
Where
she's
would
not gonna. She feels like she's gonna pick people that are gonna support her.
Yeah.
So even though Jackie may not be the best, you want to pick somebody that's gonna have your back.
It's gonna work
not
for
gonna
you.
sabotage
Yeah.
Team you.
and it's
That's
going to work
team
for you.
you.
Exactly. And I think that's why she picked Jackie. Kristen then picks Frank. Ariel picks Manda. Goes back and forth. Kristen picks Joe. Ariel picks Danny. And then also because you have the first pick, you have the choice of picking who goes to where. So Kristen picked Chad, which I thought she might have picked Jared just because
I
they
thought she
were
was going to
cool,
pick him
Yeah.
too.
You know, but maybe it was because that time when he won the challenge, he didn't pick her, and maybe he's trying to get back at her. I
Well,
don't
no,
know.
he did pick her because he didn't pick Ashley.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
That's
right.
right.
So
that's
come on,
right.
Kristen, pick Jared.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So-
We have
totally
one of
got
our
that wrong.
after buzzers asking Kamani, is anyone shocked Frank was picked so early? I kind of was, but he was picked for Kristen, though.
Yeah.
He was, yes, Kristen picked him second.
I'm
Yeah.
not surprised that Kristen picked him, because I don't know.
I'm not surprised either, and I don't think he was a terrible chef.
Sure.
But I think also I had thought about it watching that I would be scared if he came to the end and I had it, like if he was in Jared's situation.
Oh my
he
gosh,
was
that
the
he'd be
last,
in his feelings
and then he
and be all
might be,
butthurt.
yeah. So I
Feeling
think
some kind of way.
she could have been like, okay, I'm gonna play it safe, and
Right.
then if he is on my team, I want to make sure he knows I picked him instead
Right.
of.
Plus, I mean, he
That's
was
a good
good.
point.
He was good on the
And he
beef.
could have been good on the beef, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, there were things that
My bad.
there were things.
I know, we
it.
keep running into those tonight.
Right.
Just too easy.
There were things that he did do. I mean, again, he didn't suck. There were things that he did do well. He wasn't the best, but I agree with you that in the sense that picking him early is going because he is in his feelings, and he's shown to be.
Yes.
If he's picked last, he gets super personal, and if he was picked last, then he would probably be like, "Oh, pick last," and then
Yeah,
he's going to do a terrible
sabotage.
job, right?
Yeah, but I think that Ariel could have ran him better than Kristen did, for sure.
Well, yeah, as far as a respect thing,
Yeah, and just just to be able to control control people in
Yes,
the
because
kitchen.
we saw early he was tired of hearing Kristen's voice very early.
Right.
He would have been tired of hearing anybody's voice.
Sure. Well, I think if he was still left, like, because again, this was Kristen's second choice. So if Kristen didn't pick him,
I
Ariel
think
probably
Ariel
would have picked him second.
Yeah.
I could see her. I can see her doing that. So they end up heading back to Hell's Kitchen to discuss their menus. And there's a scene where Ariel's just going super fast. And everybody's like, what did you say?
Oh, that was quick. We're done.
Right. And it's like, I know nothing.
Everyone's faces.
Yeah.
Like Amanda was just like,
Hilarious. Like, okay.
Yeah, you know what was weird to me
why
is
didn't
that
they just ask her to slow down?
well, that too.
I was-
Like, speak up. But I thought it was, she's like, just this and some herbs and this and some herbs. It's so much more than that. And I feel
Right.
like if these are your recipes, you want to kind of.
But you also don't know how they
No.
edited it.
That's true. That's true.
It.
You don't know how that happened. And
Edited.
also,
Edited.
what ends up happening too is you got to know your people's strengths.
True.
And if they are going to be executing this, because you're not doing any of the cooking, they are doing the cooking.
That's what would
Right.
freak me out.
They're doing all the
Oh my
cooking.
gosh.
So if you pick something that is complicated, and I've
True.
seen this in past, and you probably, Frank, and seeing past episodes with other seasons where they get to this point and they want to do something like a showcase and this elaborate menu and all
Yeah.
these different things that no one's ever heard of, and then the people that are cooking are like, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
What is that? You know.
So that was good to strategize on both their ends. I think
Exactly.
they did very well as
Yeah,
far as
yeah.
picking their menu.
You got to pick something that, of course, is going to be good, but at the same time,
Together.
you know that the people that you've chosen can execute it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and other times I've seen it too, where they've where whoever's the leading in there will open it up, and the rest of the contestants will start chiming in with their 2 cents about the
Right,
menu. And it's
right.
like I feel like Ariel was just rifling through. It's like we're not
Yeah.
gonna. There's no debate.
Oh
This is
yeah,
what it
oh, there
is.
was not going to be any debate
Yeah.
with Eric. Oh, she was not going to. If anybody tried to say something,
Yes.
she'd have been like, no.
I don't know about
I mean,
that.
she would have shut it
Shut it
down
down.
immediately. And I think at this point, because of Kristen's confidence, and she's in the top 2, I can't see her taking it either. So
I don't
I think
anybody.
both of them were kind of just on the same plane as far as like.
I
this
mean,
the
nobody
menu.
can tell them anything at this point.
Right, exactly.
You guys are back just
Right.
because we need your help.
Right,
You guys
exactly.
are obviously not in our position.
Sure.
Because,
Sure.
Yeah, but you always see that the chefs, and we see that through this episode, like react being brought back differently. Some want to help the people that are potentially going to win, get over the finish line, like Ashley said, and then others are like, I didn't ask to be here.
Danny.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Danny.
Wah.
Wait, are we there yet? Or no?
We're not. I mean, we
Okay.
could be, but.
Well, let me know when we get there.
We're gonna get there in a second. We're gonna
Okay.
get there in a second. Shout out, of course, to my Johnny Gill was in the house.
Yes, I saw it. I was like, look at you. So look good tonight.
Right, was in the house with his shades. I love how people wear shades indoors.
Yeah, right?
Like,
It's like
it's
beyond
not dark.
Hollywood.
It's not.
I literally
it's not-
cannot see.
It's dark. It's dark in there.
I cannot see
Have
when
you
it's
tried?
dim, and I tried to be cool one
Yeah.
day.
No, it's
I tried doing that one time and
cannot
I
see a
bumped
wall.
into a wall. I swear, like I tried to be like, let me try with these people. This is not recent at all, but this is. I promise you. But no, literally, I tried to put on. I'm like, I'm gonna try what they do. Put on shades, and I'm like, I can't see anything.
I watched this actor Columbus Short just walk clear
Yeah.
off the stage. He had his sunglasses, and he kept walking
Really?
and just walked
'Cause
off the
couldn't see it.
stage, and I was like, take them off.
Take them off. It's so
I just want to
crazy.
thump people
Yeah, I
sometimes.
see that so too much time. Too many
sorry,
times.
we
I say that too
digress.
many times.
That is
anyway,
amazing.
super digress.
I love
but
that
anyway,
he goes, I want to try like these people. I'm going to be like these people for a minute.
I did. I was like, let me just try. If they're doing it, they do it, let me try. No, not
We
for
are
me.
not like them.
Not for me. Not at all. Shout out to Lorenz Tate was in the house
Yes,
too.
sexy little Lorenz. Does he still look
Jones.
16?
I know. He looks
does not
super-
age at all.
He's like the Black Dick Clark. Like
Yeah.
he just
Oh
not,
my God.
He does not get any
That is
older. Like he's
amazing.
literally like 59. Like I swear he's
No,
59.
not in real
he's
life.
like he's
No.
59. He has to be.
No.
He was in Love Jones. Love Jones was like 1985. Like
No.
Come on, man.
59?
He's-
Wait, I'm going to have our
He's not
engineer
59.
Google this real
He's
quick.
not
No, I'm just
59.
playing.
But no, he doesn't age.
He's a good
He
looking
doesn't age.
man.
He doesn't age. So we get into service, and first of all, Amanda starts dragging on Ariel's team, as per usual. And
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, but
wasn't
they
that good.
gotta highlight it. They gotta.
You know what I want to say about Amanda real quick is
Get new glasses.
Wait, was
now?
it for the service? Was it for the
She did
challenge?
get new glasses.
She didn't
No,
have
I
any.
said I'm telling her
She
to
didn't have
get
Oh,
any.
to get new
She didn't have
glasses.
any glasses on at first
Well,
when
yeah,
she
I
first
think
came
she
out,
needs
and I
them
was
for, like, the
excited.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
when I saw her in service, and then I was like, oh, Maria's gonna be pissed.
She needs the glasses to see. The overrated glasses. All right, so she starts dragging Ariel's team, but Ariel, with your back in
Whipped
shape,
it
like let's get
into
it,
shape.
let's get it together. Let's get it together. We see Frank's duck salad is cold, not good at all,
for Kristen's
especially
team.
in
That was the
dealing with,
VIP plate.
That was the VIP.
That was for her
yes.
parents.
That was for her parents.
That was like the beginning where I felt like this is not going to be Kristen's night.
Really?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
could
thought it that
see.
early.
Yeah, you could see the total difference, the dynamic, because even in the beginning when they were prepping everything, Ariel was smiling and this and that, and they were saying, I think Jared said, I feel like the smile's going to go away in service, but I think her like officially having that I'm in the leadership role. Gave her that authority and people had to listen to her. But
Right.
power's a very funny thing. I think it shows your true colors. And Ariel
Sure.
was very much, we're a team. I know you can do this. Kristen had a little bit of a power trip, but at the same time was trying. But I feel like she
was a struggle
struggled
there.
a lot more.
She did struggle, and it's a good point because Ariel, even though she's shown to be somewhat bossy at times, she definitely supported her entire team.
Yes.
Like very encouraging. Like we can
Even
do
when
this. let's
Danny
do
walked
it.
out, she's
Exactly.
talking to Danny,
Right.
and Danny is not even there. She's like, Danny, you can do it. Just
Right.
refire and blah blah. blah. Hello.
Hello.
Where'd
Hello?
she go?
Earth to Danny. Hello. Mic on? No, exactly. But like with dealing with Jackie especially, she was very, very
She was
like
super patient.
Yeah, she was
She was
very
like,
patient.
no.
But she knew what she was dealing with. She
Are
knew
we
what
there?
she was
Can we
dealing
talk about Jackie in service?
Let's talk
okay,
about
let's,
her.
Let's
Let's talk about
We're
Jackie.
there. I
Let's
don't
talk
want to
about
jump
Jackie.
ahead. We're all
She had a
jumping
plan.
ahead.
No,
because
no,
we're
no,
all
no.
excited.
Let's go to Jackie because we need to talk about Jackie and Daddy.
Okay,
Let's
but you
talk
know
about
what?
Jackie.
Jackie cracked me up. Though.
Jackie's hilarious.
She came back and was everything we wanted her to be.
Yes, yes.
MVP.
Missed her so
she
much.
should be like the MVP of the show.
Just, I mean,
Missed
she
her.
came back with her hair all straight.
It was
and,
super
like, it looked
slick.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
I
was
would-
Pocahontas. It was.
Yeah, that's me.
It was
Didn't Gordon? He was like, I like your hair.
Yeah, she goes,
She's like, your
I
hair
like-
looks
yeah.
good too.
She was like, thanks.
Which is funny that she said that because the first thing that I noticed when I saw him in person was his hair. Like it was coiffed like
Yeah, oh, yeah.
perfectly. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, whoa! Like this is real life. Like
This
it
hair is
really
legit.
like
This is real life.
Super perfect
legit.
in
Like it was
every
super
perfect
perfect.
way.
Yeah, super perfect. So, but yeah, she had her
She had
hair
a plan,
cracking.
too.
She had it
She
cracking.
had the best plan ever. That she was gonna cut off some. She was just gonna remold and reshape
The fish.
fish.
So that they were all the same. And I get the mindset
I
because
got
when
it,
you're
but-
cooking almost anything, like we talked about these cookies,
Right.
everyone's like, why did they look like you scooped them? I'm like, because I used a scoop.
Right.
Like when you
Really?
yeah, when you use
That's Frank.
when they're all uniform size, they'll cook evenly. But the whole point is that they're by weight, which is what the
I am not going to lie. I was rolling with Jackie. I'm like, go ahead, girl,
Yeah, yeah.
presentation. Get the presentation. But then when Ariel broke it down, like it's the weight, and I'm like,
the
oh,
weight,
what
yeah.
the hell is she doing?
So it
You know,
can,
like,
it
I
can
was-
appear that they're equal, but they might not be.
But they
So
are.
that's she's like, we have to give our
what they
customers
paid for.
Exactly.
I
Right.
appreciate the effort though, Jackie. That was cute.
That was hilarious.
I thought it was funny.
And then when she picked up the other ones, like, okay, so these two.
weren't-
These two,
weren't
like,
right
these
here.
are close.
These are
She's-
good. This is-
So she like double checked.
this one right here? Oh, okay, cool.
We've never seen her do that.
But because I think she really respects Ariel, and so she wanted to work
I'll make
hard
this shit
for
look
her.
perfect.
Exactly.
And she
Beautiful.
asked every question. She goes, "How do you turn this on?" Like she was asking, and she was cracking me up. But I think Ariel also felt like she could ask her things. She even said to Jackie, she goes, "Jackie, can you put butter at everybody's station so that
Right.
everybody has butter at everybody's station?" And like
Right.
even as something that
was
she said it
perfect.
sort of under the radar because like I know you're gonna do this favor for me, and it's like someone probably doesn't want to cut butter to put it at everybody's
Right.
station, but it was such a legit. Like I don't know, I really
I
thought
really
Jackie,
appreciated
I thought-
Jackie's
yeah.
presence and, you know, being an extra help. And
And then again,
stepped up.
like I said,
did.
because of the relationship that they had.
Yes.
It would have been, and really, and she could have really played, if you think about it, if Ariel was really thinking strategically, she could have either done what she did, which also obviously worked for her. She could also let her take her, if possible. But I think what ended up happening is because Kristen had first pick, once it came down to the end, she was going to end up with Jackie anyway.
yeah, she knew
So, because Kristen would not have picked
Right,
Jackie.
right.
So either
Oh,
way,
totally.
she was going to end up on our
You
team.
mean she doesn't
but-
want another thing of ashtray
Right.
poured on her?
right.
she
I
wasn't
thought she
having
might
it.
want that.
Yeah, no, that wasn't happening.
But again, I think that's a great sign of showing Chef Ramsay that you can be the head chef because
Right.
you know how to work with
Right.
all these different personalities
Absolutely.
and get the best out of them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's exactly why she picked her. Because she knew she would get the best out of her and she would have her back the most out of
Right.
anybody. So, going to Danny, Miss Danny, this is
Yeah.
kind of crazy. I
Robin's
mean,
mad.
Don't
I
let
don't-
her. Like, I'm so, like, does her boxing card need to get pulled? Because I don't
No.
see how that was even able to happen.
I'll put it like this. So, I'm not, even though I was very disappointed like you were,
Yes.
I was not surprised because of how she was prior to her. Not at the beginning. At the beginning, she was asserting herself as a leader, and she was doing good at first until, the team started getting shaken up, and then she kind of lost her way a little bit. And then I think she just became bitter. And I think her becoming bitter is what, was her demise.
Yeah, that was the whole mental thing right there.
So her coming in, I think she still was bitter. She didn't win, and she thought she was the best.
Yeah.
She was saying that before, and so here she is coming in a situation where now she has to support somebody who's not her, who has to try to help somebody win, and ultimately, once it was a little bit off, in the sense where, in this case, it was undercooked pork.
Yeah.
It was nothing
Stop
big deal.
messing
Like,
up.
hey, just cook it right, and then she got
Yeah.
the first cube, put it back in, then it came back undercooked
dry.
again, or dry.
Too
She's
dry.
like, oh, I'm out of here. I'm not
It
dealing with
was
this.
funny because Jackie could sense it. She's like, Danny's
Right.
about to lose her mess.
Yeah.
She's about to lose her mess. And I'm
Right.
just like, is she? Because I can't tell. And yeah.
No, and then she bounced, and the
Yeah.
whole
It
thing
never
was, yeah.
came back. But then you on the sidelines later drinking
Well,
champagne.
They didn't show if
didn't
she
show
came
it.
back
It came
or not.
back.
So she could have, and they just edited it so to make it look like.
Right.
I need to know. I need
not
answers.
to defend her. I still don't think it's cool. Like if
The fact she walked
needed,
out.
Yeah, she walked out. She said she needed a break. Well, come on, like,
Yeah.
and I think even just guard your reputation. This is going to carry on for the rest of your career. And
Absolutely.
if you're the girl who leaves, that's not cool.
Right.
But again, another great thing to show Chef Ramsay. You have a chef walk out, and you don't
Right.
lose your cool.
Exactly.
You keep that kitchen running smooth, and you execute a great service. Right there, that's going to show them. Like
There was a
boom,
lot
how
of
can I
it.
not
There
pick
was
you?
a lot of detail that Ariel was on top of during
Mm-hmm.
service, and I think that's like ultimately what put her further ahead.
Right.
Absolutely. And I agree with all of you in the sense that the way she handled her team, having Jackie on the team, so somebody that, has the crazy personality, having somebody like Danny who walks out and is bitter and said she was bitter. She said,
Yeah.
I wasn't asked
I didn't ask to be
I didn't
here."
ask to be here. So it's like she was under contract, and that's why she was there. So it was like she got two people of the four of her
Yeah.
brigade that she had to, work at. And then what's funny is you have Danny leave and then Jackie's the one that picks up the slack. Jackie, can
know.
you, I got you, girl. I got you.
That's why I was
She
really
was
like-
She
sober.
stepped
Jackie
up, but that's
came-
why
stepped up.
on the line they say she's good.
Yeah.
And so I think that showed a little bit of Jackie's colors. Granted,
Right.
she kind of has hoed out a little bit on us a couple times. But besides that, she stepped up in terms of what her talents are. She's
Sure.
good at
Right.
being told how to do.
There was
I think
growth.
she probably could,
There was
even though
some growth,
even though
for
she only
sure.
cooked 3 months, she
Right.
can still.
There was some growth. Jackie's gonna always be Jackie. That's why when she came up and she was like, "What's up, bitch?" or something,
Yeah.
and then she was like, "No,
these
She
are
was like,
important people right now.
Jackie."
But that again, that also lends itself to their friendship.
Yep.
She wouldn't have done that if it was just somebody
Right.
she didn't really care for.
Yeah.
Right.
So again, that's why. And there's a lot of stuff back behind that we don't see.
Yes.
A lot of the dorm. Only time we see them in the dorm is if there's some drama.
Right.
So if it's peace and their harmony, we don't see that. So and I'm sure there was a lot with that with Jackie before she got eliminated.
And two other great things that happened is like I knew Kristen was not doing well when Chef Ramsay had to give her a little pep talk
Mm-hmm.
Right.
about not being in control of the kitchen. And then the other comment when he made to Ariel was like smart. Just
Right.
like
That
seeing
was
those two
good
comments right there, it's
catching.
like, all right, yeah, that's right there. We
Yeah.
know where the scales are
He
tipping.
was witnessing all the good catches for
Absolutely.
Ariel, and he had to bring Kristen to the side.
Yeah, you could almost
he
hear it
never
in
had to tell
Kristen's
Ariel,
voice.
get a hold of your kitchen. Like,
Right.
don't let them run you, you run them.
Right.
Yeah.
That conversation never happened with
Felt
him
like
and
Kristen's
Ariel.
voice was so shaky too.
It was.
Like
I thought she was about to cry a few times. Like, talk to me, focus on me, answer me back. Like,
Right.
I was just kind of like,
Yeah.
why are they doing this to you?
I know.
They
That
seven?
has to be hard. That would be harder than any other kitchen situation where these people are just normally working under you. But there's
Absolutely.
all this history that I think causes all of that,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
all the problems, which is the whole point, obviously, but it's a much different situation you would normally be.
And who was the? We had somebody that actually had a pork chop sent back.
That was on Ariel's team.
That was on Ariel's. Yeah,
So and that
Danny.
was due to Danny, right? And so and that's again another instrument or another example where she had food come back, didn't break down, didn't oh okay, well let's get it together, let's get it right. It was just all the challenges that she had. She overcame all of them.
She
She didn't
did
break
gracefully, too.
Exactly. Exactly.
Almost effortlessly.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Down. Yeah,
Well,
And she just was so comfortable
sailing.
doing it for there. It's
like she was meant to do it.
yeah.
So we see, they both finish service, of course, and so they have to go back into the dorms. Chef Ramsay does his dramatic thing where he
I
looks
love
at the
that.
pictures and
Tap that pencil.
So
right.
hard.
Let me just
Oh my
looking
gosh!
at the
Can I give
comment
a
cards.
total side note?
Yeah.
Do you realize we should play a drinking game about how many times Chef Ramsay says "wow" in an episode? He says "wow" over everything.
Right.
You pick Jackie. Wow.
Yeah,
You
wow.
pick Ashley. Wow. You pick Jared. Wow. Everything's wow. I swear to God, and I should
And
have
it's
said it.
levels of wows. Like
Yeah.
it's like wow or wow.
Wow.
Like
Or
yes.
just wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
He
Next
says it like
season-
people say, well,
Yeah.
wow.
So next season, drinking game.
All right.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. We're doing it. Okay, so he's pondering, doing his thing, and then he calls them both in, and this happens, the same every single time. He gives them both kind of their, like, not pep talk because they don't need a pep talk, just kind of overview of
Yeah.
their, performance and kind of their strengths and things like that. And it was interesting how he said, what we've seen.
Right.
Kristen, kind of middle of the road, and then kind of took off towards the middle and became a great powerhouse. Ariel didn't take any, mess from anybody, was kind of consistent the whole way through. And that's exactly what we saw. So they go over to their doors and they get ready.
Still one of the best cliffhangers.
I know,
Anytime when they go to the doors,
I know.
when they jump to
Because you
commercial.
always want it, and they always do that, and it's
Yeah.
like you see the door turn, you're like, oh, they went, and
Yeah.
they like do it so purposely. It's like, come on, Hell's Kitchen, stop it with that.
It
Stop
seriously looked like Kristen was gonna go through.
Did it really?
When they were showing previews and even the from last time, it looked like I was like, oh my God.
That it was she was
Yeah.
gonna go through. Really?
Yeah, in my mind.
Yeah, it was interesting. But did you think based on the service though, like forget what it looked like?
No.
Did you think because of the service?
No,
though?
I thought Ariel definitely, in my mind, deserved to. But I thought I had questioned it a little bit because of all of the interviews and things they had done with Kristen in the last episode was so much like I have so much momentum. I'm so on fire. I am meant to do this. It was a lot of
That
her and
showcased
that.
all of her confidence.
It was. She was very confident, and then she won the challenge,
Right.
and so part of me questioned it because she just had so much of that airtime and that
on.
editing.
I could not question it because, yes, Kristen was showing so much, but that was so later in the game,
That's true. Yeah.
And even Chef Ramsay said it himself. Ariel has maintained her
Yeah.
composure, her level
Absolutely.
of power and strength, the whole time through. And
Absolutely.
from the moment I saw all the catches that he saw her make
Yeah.
in service, I was like, okay, that's what it boils down to.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, you can make a good dish for the challenges,
Right.
but at the end of the day, can you lead? Can you lead enough to keep a
Oh,
restaurant
definitely.
afloat? You
Right.
know, and I was like, that's what it takes.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
what
But it
she
just
had.
worried me with the editing, the way they had edited it. That's
They
what
like
made
to
me
get in
question.
our head.
And
Oh,
they
yeah.
got in my head.
They got him.
I was
ruined.
like, because of course we were rooting for Ariel, and I thought that she was more deserving.
Sure.
But the way they had set it up and
Right.
built it up in my head, Frank.
Is
They
that only because
caught
she
you.
came here
They
to cook
caught
for you?
you.
So bad.
That's the only reason. That's why she was more deserving. She brought food for us.
That's
Krista
yes.
brought food for us. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. Strong women. You can't keep a good one down, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and at least I'm very happy about that. There's 2 strong women at the end. That's in a very male-dominated career.
Absolutely.
That's
No,
definitely
exactly.
very cool.
Very
to
male
see.
dominated, very well dominated. And I think this is the one time that I can see where, because I've seen other seasons where there are people that are super strong, and then for whatever reason they just fall off. Like they have a bad service and they break down and they never bounce back, or they're the front runner and then something happens or what have you. So this was one of the times that I can remember where the top 2 I felt like deserved to be in the top 2.
Okay.
Like there was no one else I could see in those top 2 positions.
Yeah, me
at
either.
All, at all. Had to be those 2.
I felt like I saw Jared in this service just disappeared. I mean,
Yeah.
in a sense, why? So he was just doing good work. But I mean, I felt like at points I was like, is Jared still here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. He's still
There was
Well,
no
he caused no
standout,
drama
right.
then. He
There
caused no
wasn't.
drama.
That's what it was. There was
Yeah.
no drama
Yeah.
associated with him. I think he was probably
Which
just
is
doing what he
good
told.
because leaving, there was a lot of raw meat
Exactly.
on the table. So I'm
Keep it
glad.
raw.
Oh, Lord. I can't get away from it.
But Frank said, keep it raw.
Maria's face, she was like, I was like, damn, I did it again. I was just trying to keep rolling with it, and then Frank
Oh
had
my
to
God,
just
Frank
throw
with
in.
the commentary. I love it. Oh, man.
I'm done talking about me.
Anyways, you know who would have done that too, Frank? Jeff Dunham. Like, he would have
Come on.
Oh my God.
His little puppet would have been like, wow.
They brought him back for this. Oh.
I had to.
Why did they not bring him back?
Should have brought it
Just
back
for
with his
Frank.
puppet. With his puppet.
Guys, I love that guy so much.
I know you do.
That
He's your
was
mentor.
so funny.
He's your mentor.
We seriously thought that he did.
Frank would have flipped out of his chair.
We should have brought him here. He should have been in the
yes.
He could
studio.
have just been sitting right there in that
exactly.
corner.
I mean,
I would like-
between Jeff Dunham, Boo Boo,
Yeah.
and Booties, and what else has been some of our
This whole season has been
Haitian.
Haitian.
Haitian. I'm still gonna say
A
that.
lot of Haitian. They were throwing a lot of
There's
Haitian.
A lot of Haitian around there.
Jeff Dunham would have showed up with sunshades on and the puppet, that dumb puppet with shades on.
Shades on.
Oh, man. Good for you guys.
I love it.
What an amazing.
Oh my
amazing,
gosh, I love it.
amazing.
All right, so we get to the end. Door opens and it's Ariel. She wins, and literally, and I put this down on my notes. This was the only time I seen her emotional.
Yeah.
Like the whole season, she was like straight face, stone face. She didn't take no mess. Like didn't care. She was just to business, and that was her personality. And she had a goal in mind, and that was to win. And to see her get emotional was really dope.
Yes. Even when her mom came to visit, she didn't even get emotional.
No,
Like,
no, that's
she
what I'm
was
saying.
really
Like,
happy.
she was very. I mean, she
Very
was
happy.
happy to
Like-
see her, but like didn't get it because like, ooh, because you're sitting where you're sequestered. You don't have any contact with your
Yeah.
family, with your friends, none of that. So
Sequester.
right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Big word.
Are you shocked at my vocabulary? Like,
No, I just don't
I'm
think
kind of offended. Like, I am a poet. Like, this is what I do.
I'm not surprised.
Sorry, that was hilarious. She was like, sequestered.
She like stopped the whole conversation.
and then
was
looked
like,
at camera and was like,
Yeah.
it's a big word.
Like, you can say that? Who taught you that word? Did you study that word? You got that in your notes.
Spell it.
Spell it right now.
Let me defend it. I'm crying.
Please, I want to know. We got 3 minutes left. You have 3 minutes
It's
to
not the
defend
fact
it.
that you said it. It was the fact that I didn't know the word.
So it was more about her and you. It wasn't you.
I was like, I don't know what this means. I learned it. I figured it out in the context.
I love this battle. This battle is amazing.
I'm crying.
Look, better you than me. 'Cause
man.
I was learning it too, honey.
Jake
I
got
was like,
offended. I was like, I'm not trying to offend you.
Hey, Stephen
like,
with a V,
I'm
can we get some
shocked.
hand claps
Oh
for
my
Maria?
God.
Can we get some applause? We need some applause for her.
And
Please.
tissues.
Yes, I think we need that. We need that. Brian,
oh, he's clapping himself.
he's clapping himself.
I'm legitimately crying.
Oh, that is hilarious. Oh my
I learned a
gosh.
new word today.
But the way she did come at me though,
She was like,
sequestered.
It's a big word.
Can you say that really?
You
Who
sure you
taught
can handle
word?
that, Lem?
Who taught you that word today? Like,
Yo, that was so funny. I was quiet too, like, that is a big word.
I'm
huh?
glad you explained because I was really hurt over here. I was like,
right,
you really
Maria?
think I can 5 letters?
Look,
That's all you
said
get,
it.
buddy.
I was
Maximum.
thinking it. You said it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyway,
got an
we gotta
awkward
wrap
back to the
up.
sequester.
We gotta wrap up.
Back to the sequestered.
Back to sequestered. But we're really glad Ariel won. That was amazing. And the fact that she was on the show 3 times
Yeah.
and holding that. I mean, she's just a really dope person. We
She
really have
is.
to
She
know her.
is.
And her family
Really
is so
dope.
beautiful. Her little sister is
Yeah.
so gorgeous.
So cute.
Yeah, and
Told you guys,
her
yeah.
2 brothers that came here with her both when she was
They're
here
super
Right.
are
awesome.
cool guys.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Sister's still in high school. She actually was at the studio. She came in, not for our show, but she was here for a different show that tapes here. And her sister was in town visiting. So she was with her, and I got to meet her. And she was super nice. Super nice.
So the turn up shall continue in Vegas.
Turn
Viva Las
up.
Vegas. We
That
want
would be
We know
going
Lem's
to
already got his reservation
We
set.
should come out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Lem's
yes.
already eaten at the restaurant she's worked at here in LA and not invited
Yeah,
us.
you've had her food. That's
So
not
that's
fair.
cool.
He
I mean-
stays on the
You know-
sequester.
You know
What is it, Maria? How you say it?
She said it so forcefully, though. Sequestered. Like she needed a head bob. Like,
Yo, she got real gangsta on the panel.
I'll never forget that as long as I live.
I'm actually gonna make
Oh
that
my
into
gosh.
like a GIF or GIF.
Right. That would be great.
That's
You
a
should
big
do that.
word.
Do that and send it to everybody.
Yes.
Oh my
I
gosh.
wonder if they had that in the editing, like my
Yeah.
actual reaction.
I hope the camera was
I
on
hope
you.
so. That was
If
great.
it was done
That was great.
correctly, it was
We'll
going
make
to
sure
be
it's
loud
on.
and clear.
We'll
I
make
don't know.
sure.
I'm just home.
Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been our show. We want to thank you so much for tuning in, not just tonight, but all season, hanging with us. We will definitely find another show, maybe MasterChef, maybe. We'll work it out, maybe.
God, I'm crying.
So we'll see how it goes. 'Cause we got to keep this party going.
Yes.
right? We have to
We
keep
do.
this hosting party going. This is how we get down. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Lem Gonsalves. You can find me all day, every day at The Poet Saint. Rhavin with a V, where you at?
I'm right next to you while you about to break the table with that hard hitting every 2 seconds. But it's been wonderful covering this season of Hell's Kitchen with you all. I'm your girl, Rhavin with a V.
Oh my gosh.
McSweany, and you can find me at B Stays Busy, BIZZY, everywhere.
Yes, follow her Snapchat too, because B does stay busy, and she likes food about
And she
as
does
much as I
concerts.
do.
She
And
on
she sings
Snapchat.
all the songs.
She does sing.
She sings all the songs. I am Maria Provenzano. You can find me at Maria Provenzano on Twitter, and all my recipes will be on my website, From Scratch with Maria, but all of that is linked to Twitter.
Yes.
There you go. And you can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie. You can also check me out in the next few minutes after the show's over, trying to eat these last 2 cookies.
I'll Snapchat that.
In line early tomorrow for those Jeff Dunham concerts.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
gotta
crying.
do that. And until then, I'll be in sequester until the MasterChef after show starts on June 1st.
All right, y'all. We'll see you next week. Or next year. We'll see you next time.
Next time, next time.
Peace out.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.